Welcome back to the Senior Slots channel. We wanted to put out a video because of all the bad YouTube videos out there giving advice on the casino or showing you how to play slots in the casino, and they're really not doing you any favors. Without further ado, here's something that's going to help you stay at the casino a little longer, conserve your money, and hopefully get you some winnings. As we mentioned before, there's really only two rules to follow. Those two rules have to do with RTP and bankroll. RTP is something called return to player. It's a statistic that the casinos keep and even publish about how much money they're returning to the player every time you make a bet. For you, it's an idea of how much money you get back every time you bet on average. If it sounds a little confusing, don't worry about it. We're going to give you a bunch of examples, and it's really easy to understand. What you're seeing here is actual data reported by casinos to the Las Vegas Gaming Commission, who publishes a monthly summary of all this data. This is a typical month. These numbers change all the time, but they really don't change much in terms of the overall impact to you. I've used this month as it represents a pretty good average of what you're going to see when you visit the casinos. So notice in this left-hand column, that's the denomination of the machine. If you're playing a 1-cent machine or a 5-cent machine or a $5 machine, or you're on a multi-denominational machine that you can set it to 1 cent, 2 cent, 10 cent, that sort of thing. Next to that, we have the percentage RTP, or the amount returned to the player percentage-wise. Next to that, we have a comparison between that denomination and a 1-cent denomination. You'll notice here that the 1-cent denomination is the worst performer of the group. That means that for every dollar spent, on average, 89.1 cents gets returned to the player, whereas on $25 denomination, 94.5 cents gets returned. That may not seem like a big difference, but it really is. Why would you play a machine? Since you're gambling the same type of machines, why would you play a machine that pays you 5% less on average? Hopefully this points out the differences between the different denominations, and we'll be focusing on those denominations in green, which pay out a higher amount. I mean, some pay 4%, some pay 4.7%. We're trying to give you a range of affordability as well. While $25 denominations are the best, there's no reason why you would have to play just $25 denominations. And not only that, most people can't afford to play $25 denominations. So we're giving you a range that's from 5 cents up to $25, and it gives you an idea of how these machines work and how you can save your money. So our recommendation is to play anything above the $1 line, although we think the ones highlighted in green are probably your best value, but that's really up to you how you play. Looking at the $5 denomination, you'll notice that it pays 4.71% more than the 1-cent denomination. So in this case, the 1 cent and the 25 cent are really the loser denominations. Your best bet for playing is 5 cents or $5 denominations. I'm going to drive this next point home very solidly. This is not the total amount you bet each spin. When I say $5 denomination, it means the machine is set to a $5 denomination. You might be betting $10 a spin, $50 a spin. It could be any amount, but the denomination of the machine is $5. Let's drive this home with an example. Let's say you were betting $5. If you were on a 5-cent machine, you would bet 100 credits each spin. If you were on a $5 machine with a denomination of $5, you would bet 1 credit per spin. You're still betting $5 every time you spin the machine, but it depends upon the type of machine and the denomination that it's set on. We're going to beat this horse just a little more. You could also bet $5 by going on to a 1-cent machine and betting 500 credits. Or you could go on a 25-cent machine and bet 20 credits. But as you know from our earlier discussion about RTP, you don't want to play those denominations. So do not use that. Do not play those. Now that we've gotten RTP and denominations out of the way, let's talk about the last thing you got to remember, and that's managing your bankroll. In the last section, we talked about denomination. In this section, I want you to forget about denomination, and I want you to focus only on your bet size. It doesn't matter if you're playing a 5-cent denomination or a $5 denomination or a $25. The only thing that matters with bankroll is the amount of the bet or how much you're betting each time you spin the machine. Your goal is to make sure that you can at least sit at that machine for 100 or 120 spins at a minimum. That's the goal in bankroll. So let's use a couple of examples so you can get used to this idea. If you're betting $2.50 on a 5-cent machine, you'll need a $250 bankroll at a minimum to play through the whole machine. If you're betting 50 cents on a 5-cent machine, you're betting 50 cents every time you spin, you'll need at least $50 as a minimum bankroll. $75 or $100 might be better, but 50 is your minimum. Let's say you're playing $10 per bet on a $5 denomination machine. You're going to need $1,000 at a minimum to play that machine comfortably using the bankroll method. If you're on that same machine but you reduce your bet size to $5 each spin, then you're going to need $500 at a minimum as a bankroll to play that machine. I hope that explains it. And here's something you absolutely don't want to do. You don't want to bet $8.80 on a 1-cent machine with a $100 bankroll. This has been shown on many videos as a popular thing. Sometimes you'll see these on videos that say Max Bet Monday, and they bet the max on a 1-cent machine with a $100 bankroll, and they get cleaned out in a few spins. So let's think about that using what we've learned in this video. $8.80 on a 1-cent machine with a $100 bankroll. It's got a bad RTP. You're playing a 1-cent machine. You don't have enough of a bankroll. You can only spin that wheel 11 times with $100. That's why they get cleaned out. That's what you should not do. Well, we hope you enjoyed the video. We tried to make it entertaining and informative. Please be sure to like and comment and subscribe to our videos. It really helps us out and helps the channel out. We'll see you again soon.